Okay, so today we're off to visit a friend of mine, Paul, who's got a watch and clock shop in Westcliff, not far from where I work. And what's been happening over the last few weeks, we haven't put out a video like normal, simply because we made a video and decided to scrap it. The video was, what am I going to buy with this £1,000 I've got to buy a watch? £1,000 on eBay sounds like a lot of money, but when I started going through it, I thought, let's make a video, 5 watches that I can find on eBay. So we do this video, and the 5 watches are all dreadful. And also we watched it back and we thought, it's just not a very interesting video, so we scrapped that. And I thought, what am I going to do? Because I've got £1,000 to spend on a watch, can't find anything on eBay. So I thought, what we'll do for a video, let's go and see my friend Paul at his shop, because Paul's quite familiar with buying watches on the second-hand market for sale. So he's in a very similar situation to the one that I'm in. You obviously want to buy a watch at a reasonable price, and then you've got to do some work on it, and then you've got to sell the watch on. So I thought, well, let's go and talk to Paul, because Paul buys from different places, auctions, eBay, various other things he gets up to. I thought, well, let's go and have a chat with him and see what he has to say about it. So that's where we're off to now. We're just in the car now. We're just driving around Westcliff, and we're going to head off up to the shop. So we'll see when we get up there.
You're right.
Come inside. How you doing?
Yeah, I've never repaired one of those. Never replaced.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It's just triple blades, isn't it? Oh, so I've done some of the earlier ones, these cosmics, which is sometimes. Yeah. Thanks, Paul. Thanks so much for seeing us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
It's great to come down to your shop. It's always a pleasure to come in and look at all your, all the clocks you've got, because the stock keeps changing and there's like new stuff and stuff. Obviously, I've not known you for years, but perhaps you'd like to introduce what you do and the shop just for the video.
Yeah, so we've been here for 43 years. We're called It's About Time, or the Clock and Watch Shop.co.uk, and we buy, we sell, we restore watches and clocks. So yeah, a bit of both, and we do small jobs like watch straps, watch batteries, but yeah, we've been here for a while, and we've actually been in the same building, so yeah, hopefully for many more years.
Yeah, sure.
My son's just joined the team, so
so he's getting involved in the watch side, isn't he?
he is. Yes, yeah, he's doing a 2-year course and a little bit of training. So
that's good.
Yeah. Anyway, how can I help you?
Well, I've got a bit of a problem because I've got £1,000 to spend on a watch. We've been doing this eBay change. I think you've been,
Yes, I've
seeing
been
the videos
following
and
it.
so on.
Yeah, that's good.
So I've got £1,000, and I've been looking on eBay to try and find something suitable to buy as the next project.
Right.
And it's just all rubbish. Everything I look on there is just utter crap, really. I mean, the stuff is just unbelievably bad. So I've come to a bit of a hole, and I thought, well, I should come and talk to you, because it's a similar situation. Obviously, you have to buy watches in at a price in order to sell them, which is what I'm trying to do. So I thought, come and have a chat with you. Where do you get on? Because I imagine, £1,000 must be a reasonable sort of price point for people looking to buy a watch.
It certainly is. Yeah. But you're right. It is a minefield.
Yeah.
Watches in that price range, I think, are very hard to find now, because of course all the big branded watches tend to sell for more.
Right.
Unless of course they're ladies' watches.
Yes. Which you can't sell.
So, yeah. But I've got a small selection of watches around that sort of price, but I'm not quite sure if they're perhaps what you're after.
Okay.
But I can show you a few.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, good to see a couple what you've got. Yeah. Okay.
So this is like a 1940s, I think, Breitling.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Chronograph.
Yeah.
It's in need of a bit of work, but I know you're the man for that.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing I'm looking for. So you brought this in as a project.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I suppose you're in the position where you have to decide once you see it whether to move forward with the project, what to do, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, you're right.
So what do you need? What needs doing on this?
So the easy bit, of course, is the crystal,
Right.
but this does need a pusher.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
You probably get one, but it's quite a tricky part. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Nice.
But have a
That's
look.
good. Yeah, I mean, I've been looking for a vintage chronograph. It's something I was quite keen to get, but I'm sure you've noticed the same thing on eBay. Quality is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, trying to find something where you're going to get a really good, end result.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to do, and hopefully I've done with the watches so far, is to buy something with the knowledge that I'm going to be able to turn something good, like a good example of something. It's like, you don't really want to buy something and then say, well, I've got this, it's got this wrong with it, it's got that wrong with it, I'm going to sell it, and that
Yes.
point. You want to be able to say, well, there's nothing wrong with it, I've been through it, it's 100%. Which is probably the same spot that you're in, I guess.
Exactly the same, yeah. And
That's right.
that's a good example of a very, very original Breitling with the original silver dial that's in quite good condition. There's a couple of tiny little marks on it, but I don't know if it'd be better to restore the dial or just leave it completely as it is.
Yeah, see, I don't mind the dial, actually. I think the dial's not too bad. As I mentioned, we do these videos quite often. I've often spoken about dial restoration because we've had a couple of watches restored, a couple of the last ones that we've done.
Yes.
And I'm of the opinion that if the dial is sort of naturally marked, it looks okay. It's when you actually have like scores and marks and stuff.
Yeah.
That's when you sort of have the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting watch. Yeah, thanks for showing me that one. Yeah, it is the sort of thing I'm looking at. I didn't really come in to buy a watch, but you never know. Right, what's this one?
This is a completely original Lemania, and it's just a lovely looking watch, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's really nice.
It's got that lovely sort of Art Deco.
Yes,
thing going
that's
on.
right. Yeah, no, it's just really good quality. I've always been a fan of these. As someone who works on Omega watches all the time, obviously Lemania are making most of the movements for Omega.
Yeah.
In the older watches, I've always found them really attractive. That is nice, isn't it?
It's fabulous, isn't it?
So this is a watch that you've got ready for sale.
That's all ready for sale,
Yeah.
and I think that's about £895. That's
Right.
sort of,
Yeah, that's
that
right.
sort of price.
Yeah, I mean that's similar to the sort of watch that I think I would be able to sell doing these, challenge videos.
Yeah.
Because it's really good, isn't it? Everything's right about it. You've got nice dialed hands, case looks good. It's all original. It hasn't been over polished. You've even got the original crown there, haven't you? The mark
Yes.
crown. So that's probably that's a compressor style case as well, isn't it? Which
It
I
is.
think people like those, don't they?
Yeah.
Compressor cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure you have this with stock. You buy stuff and you don't know if it's going to sell or not, do you?
Yeah, that's right.
An issue.
Yeah, just buy a watch and photograph it.
Yeah, good looking nice. That's right.
Get it sort of on its toes, as they say, and then you pop them on the website, and you might have them for a year or so. But normally someone somewhere in the world will find your watch.
You see, I've got the advantage over you because am I right in thinking that as a business and a shop, you have obviously a margin scheme to deal with, don't you, when you sort of buy and sell things?
Yes.
See, for me, it's been quite doing this scheme. It's just like buy it, sell it, and obviously the profits are much better.
Yes.
I imagine in your situation with the shop, you must have obviously tax to pay on the difference and that kind of stuff to
Yeah.
deal with.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is. It does sort of make it a little bit harder to find the right watches to restore.
And also the selling point, you've got to sell a watch at a certain price to make it worthwhile, haven't you? More
Exactly.
so than me, where I'm just effectively doing it for myself at the moment, just with this challenge. So it sort of goes away to explain, when you see watches for sale with, watch dealers or people with shops, and the prices seem that much higher, don't they?
Yeah.
And it makes sense that obviously that's the only way they can do it. You've got to charge a certain amount, haven't you, to actually make it worthwhile to sell it.
For us, I think people enjoy that knowledge that we're a bricks and mortar shop, and if they walk off with a watch and then have a problem with it, we're still here next year.
I guess this is a kind of your destination place, isn't it? And you come in, a lovely shop, come in and see the shop. It's a day out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is it's a nice thing to do, isn't it? Especially if you want to buy something like this, because it's a completely different experience to shopping online. And like I've been buying these watches now. I think I'm about to buy the 5th watch, hopefully, for £1,000. And you look at it online. I mean, I look at watches all day. You look at it online and you think, I haven't got a clue really.
Yes.
You won't know until it turns up if it's going to be alright or not. Because there's a limit, isn't there, with photographs.
And there's some bad watches, as you know, sort of for sale.
Have you been stung on eBay and places like that?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been stung a few times.
It hurts every time.
Yes. They're now in the parts drawer.
Yes, that's right.
But you just, I guess it's just part and parcel of running a business.
Yeah, that's right.
You just have to buy the bad ones as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. So if you had £1,000 to spend on a watch
Yes.
to buy for your
Yeah.
business, like a similar situation to me, what would you be looking at, do you think?
I think at that level, I'd probably like to jump up from perhaps three-handed to perhaps a chronograph,
Yeah, the chronograph, yeah.
and then you feel like you're perhaps entering that next level. So perhaps one of the lower brand, perhaps like a Longines or something.
Longines chronograph, yeah. Yeah.
Chronograph,
Mhm.
or perhaps something with a little bit of style, a little bit of age to it. Nice size, perhaps, sort of 37, 38.
What I've seen on eBay are a lot of these vintage chronographs in that sort of, for that sort of money, but they're the usual sort of odd brand, like these brands that sprang up in the 60s and made these chronographs. And you see plenty of those for sale, but it's a bit like, well,
Yeah.
it's all right. It's probably got like a Value 7733 movement, that's
Yes.
the one they tend to use most of the time. But I don't feel like I want to buy those for some reason. And a lot of the time, the price, you look at the price and you think, well, I don't know much about buying and selling watches, but the price to me looks like, by the time I've repaired that, if I'm buying for this challenge, obviously there is a financial aspect to it, trying to level up, make a bit of money. I think I'm probably not going to make a lot of money on it, So you're sort of looking for, like you say, an old Longines to be great, or maybe your Breitling one is something like that.
That's certainly got potential. I think all done on its toes, there are Breitling collectors out there. I haven't even researched that one, but it might be that that's a particularly rare model. Who knows? It'd be nice to think that.
Yeah, sure.
It's probably not, but it'd be nice to think that it's.
I'll have to get it off you today before you've done your research.
Yes.
That's great.
But perhaps a chronograph,
Mm.
and I suppose just avoid anything gold at the moment. Gold price is high.
That's right.
It's difficult. It's a very difficult one.
Have you tried buying an auction at all for watches?
So I do buy an auction.
I mean, that's something we might look at, moving forward to try that, Although the problem you've got is this commission, isn't it? The commission can be quite big, can't it?
Yeah, so it used to be really that buying an auction was sort of better than eBay, but now most of the auction houses are sort of 30%.
Right, okay.
It does mean that you're now really not that much in front. So I think in many ways it's just, you just got to find the right watch on the right day at the right time,
Right.
and just keep your
Hope
fingers
everyone
crossed.
else is out having a picnic or something.
Having a picnic, on holiday, can't get Wi-Fi. But yeah, you're right. It's a very difficult area to buy in, and I've found it's much easier to buy in that sort of 3,000 or 4,000 price band
Right, okay, yeah.
than the £1,000
I
price.
suppose you're into your
band.
collectible stuff like Speedmasters and the Seamaster 300s and things like that.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly.
Yeah, so I've hit the hard spot then, hit the wall with this now, so £1,000 up to 3 is going to be tricky.
But it is a challenge.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge, isn't it? Yeah.
It is a challenge.
That's right.
Well, I hope I can help you find a watch.
Yeah, if you see anything, just let me know.
I've got a few more in my safe. I could get out and show you.
Yeah, good to see that.
So,
yeah, well, thanks so much, Paul. That's really helpful. I mean, it's been nice to share the problem with you. And it sounds like you're in similar spot in terms of if you're looking for something, there's no easy answer, is there? It's just keep looking and try and find the right thing, I guess.
it's a daily problem for me. It's a daily problem. But if you keep looking long enough, you will find them. It's just patience.
Well, just have to keep at it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for that. It's really appreciate it.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure showing you.
Well, it was great to see Paul, and he's always he's a really helpful guy. I've known him for a number of years, and he's always been always happy to help you if you're in a bit of a spot. And certainly been interesting to talk to him. I mean, all I've really learnt is that he's pretty much in a similar spot to me. It's obviously not an easy thing to buy a nice watch for £1,000. You know, it's a difficult price point, and that's an issue. And also, there's a clear lack of stock as well. I'm quite a bit interested in that Breitling. He's got that chronograph, so I could perhaps do a deal with him on that at some point. So certainly one to consider, and I think he's right. A chronograph would be great for the next watch. So I think that's what we'll have to try and aim for. Just trying to find one from somewhere. So maybe the next thing is an auction. You know, we'll go and try and buy something at auction. That would certainly keep me off of eBay and hopefully give us some more options. We'll have to see, won't we? Yeah. Anyway, nice to pop up there and see him, and I suppose we just move on and try and find a chronograph.